welcome back to another video. It's me, Nadia, and today I am opening up a pretty old Scrawlrbox. After my last one, I just had so much fun and they were having a sale on some of their old ones, so I decided to snatch the November 2021 box because I thought the really zen vibe of the materials and this beautiful print were just really different from my usual style, and I thought it would be fun to experiment with these different kinds of supplies and try to make something that matched that theme a little bit. So I was very impressed with this box generally. They gave you a full sketchbook, and that blew my mind. A full sketchbook. I also just really enjoyed the color palette of the markers. That's something that I really like about Scrawlrbox. I've only gotten 2, but I really like how everything feels intentional. It's not random colors, and you're never going to be left with things that just don't go together. You're going to be given something that really caters to the featured artist's vision, and I think that that's really special. A couple of days ago, I was working out of my friend's office, and he had this beautiful window that I was looking out of, and the clouds on that day were just so lovely. So, taking inspiration from that, I decided to combine a few things. Like I said, I really wanted to do something that matched the featured art, something zen, really meditative, repetitive dots and lines, but that's so far out of my comfort zone, and I really didn't know where to begin. So I had the thought of combining it with something that I do quite a bit, which is drawing faces. More specifically, drawing a face that captures a specific feeling or moment in time for me. And in this case, it's almost like this character represents the feeling that I had when I was looking at the clouds, even though she kind of makes up the clouds herself. It was a moment where I felt really relaxed even though I was working, and so it seemed like the perfect avenue to draw something that might evoke relaxation for other people too. It was also just really interesting kind of going into this blind. The only thing that I really planned was the main character and the colors, I suppose. But otherwise, I didn't draw out all of the designs beforehand. You just go in with the marker, and whatever you put on the paper is what you're going to be left with. And I guess that's always the case, but when you're trying something new, it can feel really intimidating. But I'm really thankful that it kind of just added to the experience of mindfulness. I also have a new appreciation for this type of art form because it's just so different from what I usually do, but in such a special way. Every single line and dot was an intentional, calculated stroke, which is so different from the loose watercolor portraits that I've been really enjoying lately, where I do a big stroke, let the paint move how it wants to, and then kind of continue painting around that effect. But this one, it's like everything is 100% controlled, but instead of feeling really type A about it, it kind of put me into this state of presence and mindfulness. I don't need to plan everything, even though every stroke counts. It's okay. Just kind of go with it and see what happens. Kind of let each stroke lead me into the next one, so to speak. All in all, I feel like it was a really good opportunity for me to try something new and step out of my comfort zone, but in a way still take the time to really be mindful and relax and let myself go with the flow. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I think that the end result is really beautiful. There's a part of me that thinks I might eventually go back and paint the same picture with watercolor instead, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just let it live in this form. This was one of the moments where the permanence of it all and the lack of really going in with a plan felt really stressful, because immediately, I guess my brain thinks in terms of watercolors, but I thought bright pink clouds against the blue sky would be beautiful. And then I was looking at the paper, looking at all of the tiny details, and I really didn't know if it was going to look the way it did in my head or if it was going to come out how I wanted it to. And really, it didn't, but in a way, I'm still happy with the choices that I made, and I think it came out looking good in a way I couldn't have imagined before. Smoothie. Hi, baby. My baby. Finally, the last difficult choice that I had to make was what to do with the character. I had a lot of different ideas. Ultimately, I think I decided to leave her pretty simple and give the sky and clouds a chance to breathe. But I think the shading came out really fun. I think that this was a wonderful project, and thank you for joining me with this experience. I'll see you in the next video.